Hey, how's it going? My name is Kirill King and I was born in Kharkiv, Ukraine. I grew up in Adelaide and moved to Sydney last year for acting. In From All Sides, I'll be playing the role of Mikhail, a mysterious international student. He's untethered and lost, with a scene in the film where things get pretty on the edge. That's as much as I'll say for that for now.
Mikhail is a key supporting role that comes in a critical part of the film, and so I needed an actor with serious chops to pull it off. My casting brief when it went out was simply 20s, Eastern European and muscly. Kirill is all those things, but I was intrigued by the fact that he was a native Ukrainian and Russian speaker, so I knew he'd be able to do a convincing accent. And also I could see from some of his previous work that he had a real intensity, and so I trusted that he'd be able to access some very heavy emotions when the time came. I'm incredibly glad that I went with my gut because he absolutely delivered. The scene in the table room with him and Monique is the one that everybody was talking about afterwards.
I only have one car spot in my apartment building. It's hard to park there.
Okay, I'm going to use your bathroom. When I come back, I want you to be sitting perfectly still in that chair.
I said to Kirill in one of our early phone conversations, do you realize that I made a film with Ukrainian actors back in 2017? That was Wild Dances, my breakout short about Australia and Eurovision, and he was like, what?
Микола каже, весь Львів святкує, ціле місто шаленіє, та й ми тут також.
От би опинитися зараз у Львові.
When I found out that Bina did a film a few years ago with the Sydney Ukrainian community, I was super shocked and surprised because I'd never seen a Slavic family on Australian screens like that before. So it was amazing for me to see that and talk to her about that as well.
What amazes me is that when I made Wild Dances in 2017 with such an overriding commitment to casting authentically, to collaborating with Ukrainian artists, to getting the language right, to getting the set design right, it's not like I was working in community arts like I am now. Like, this was just all my instincts as a filmmaker from a migrant background. And the proof is how loved Wild Dances is by the Ukrainian-speaking world. It's screened in Kiev. It's, very, very adored by the Ukrainian community here. But the shocking thing is that even a year ago, it screened at a film festival in Melbourne, and a young Polish person messaged me on Instagram and said that this was their first time seeing a Slavic family on an Australian screen. And I was like, what? And then I was like, oh. It's incredible to me that, and I've never been shy about saying this, clearly migrants from European backgrounds don't face the kind of racism that migrants from non-European ethnic descent do, but still they're not really granted a full seat at the table when it comes to representation on Australian screens.
I love From All Sides because it's groundbreaking. It's never been done before. It's a story that has so much in it, from racial and class issues and tensions to cultural awakenings to breaking down barriers. And in particular for my character, looking at international students and migrants that move to Australia for a better life and the challenges that they face.
I came here on a student visa 4 years ago, and now I'm working in finance.
I feel like that, like everything else in the movie, is so important to look at, and that's this film.